Hello everyone, welcome to Ring Diaries here at Church of Uganda Family TV with me Fiona Mboa, where we talk about anything and everything to do with marriage. I keep telling you this is a show where we come to you to discuss marriages so that we make our marriages better and to go back to the original plan that God had for our marriages. And we bring you people to just discuss different issues. And remember, there's no expert in marriage, by the way. We are all just here to share experiences and to make our marriages better. But I think that my guests today are experts because they've been married for, for quite some time. But anyway, there is no expert in marriage. And today we're going to talk about something that I find interesting, but also movies have come up to talk about them. Why did I get married? And with me to share that story is Mr. Abe Waiduba, who's been married for 15 years.
Yeah,
You're
right.
very welcome.
Thank you very much. Like she said, my name is Abe Waiduba. Waiduba with some elongation of the U.
Waiduba.
Yeah, to make it sound beautiful. Yeah, Abe Waiduba. I got married in 2009.
Wow.
And so I've been married for about 15 years, and it was May 1st. It was a public holiday. So every public holiday is my anniversary.
But no,
May
you
1st.
miss out on the anniversary. You're celebrating the Labor Day.
Yes, we labor in the anniversary.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Abe. And next to Abe, we have Cindy Nyanzi, who's been married also 15 years. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm very glad to be on this show. I'm Cindy Nyanzi. I've also been married for 15 years and about 8 months. I was married in January 2009. So that is around 15 years and about 9 months.
Going on to 16. So you see, between them, they have 31 years of marriage. I think that we can say some bit of expertise here.
Yeah.
You're very welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we're going to just discuss why did we get married? What is the purpose of marriage? Do we know why we are married? And you can maybe just share with us a bit of your stories or even what people you've interacted with for these 15 years. And we start with Abe. Why did you get married?
Wow, thank you. Good to be here. Good to discuss this topic. This topic has been widely discussed, but also so many people have not had a chance to know why they should get married. And so when they listen and listen from me, who has been there for 15 years successfully, I think that I think
she can also confirm successfully.
Yes, Immaculate Waiduba is my wife,
and she can confirm
that our marriage is a success. Just by the fact that we can stay together for these years. I'm not easy, but but now that she has stayed with me for 15 years, yeah, I think that it is a success, and we thank God for that. It's not because of power or might, but we are Christians and we thank God and we attribute it to God. So why did I get married? Of course, when I was getting married, I knew only one thing. It was personal reasons, and maybe another thing was other people's reasons. Right now I'm 15 years, so I can comfortably tell you, maybe later I will tell you why I've learned later that I need to get married. But why did I get married? The first thing really was that for me, I wanted to be loved.
Okay.
I wanted to be loved by someone. I wanted to be cared for by someone. I wanted to be pampered.
Weren't your parents pampering you?
Well, my parents had their part. They were pampering me when I was young. I needed it to continue when I grow old. There are many things they can't do for me when I'm old. When I became 25, 26, I left their house. So I went elsewhere and began moving with life. So for personal reasons, I wanted to be loved. I wanted to have the fun that married people have, which every married person shows that they are having great time. And I think that they are, because I am. So when I looked at them, I said, I think I need to be
I want to be like her.
Yes, so that is one of the personal reasons I had. Also, on the broader picture, for others say when you reach this age, you need to get married. So I didn't want to disappoint the other families, the other social people who would look at me and keep asking me questions, but why aren't you getting married? Why? So that other circle of friends and other society many times puts pressure on us, and so you say, why shouldn't I? So others also participated in convincing me to get married.
If you don't mind sharing, at what age did you marry?
I think I married late, but that's up to you. I married at 33.
Okay.
I had been out of school for about 13 years. Yeah, so if you're out of school for 13 years, really, people are asking, what are you doing?
That's where the others actually
yes, that's
come
where the
in.
others come in. I
But
mean,
what were you doing? They
Yes.
also asking.
I was running around, because those others also sometimes tell you before you get married, you have to build a house. Before you get married, you must have a plot of land. Before you get married, you have to do A, B, C, and D. But sometimes I actually, when I grew up, I realized that it's not necessarily true that you have to have those things. But yes, in God's timing, I got married at about 33 after spending a lot of years gallivanting and looking. I want to thank God that in those years, I didn't make many accidents. I didn't get many accidents, but yeah, it was just God who kept me. But I was really doing a lot of moving around, walking, working, trying to establish things here and there. Although later I realized that whatever I did when I was not married,
You had to redo.
really I had to redo. There was nothing much. I think God has a purpose why He says that it's not good for man to be alone. God saw that man needs a helper. Man needs a helpmate. Man needs someone who will bring that man together and compose them into a good thing. So after God saying everything was good and He created man, He said, no, it's not
good until the woman comes
It's not good
in,
until the woman comes in. And the women have a very serious touch they bring to the men. They have a different way of doing things. For me, Immaculate came into my life and changed many things in my life. Changed the way I spend money, changed the way I look at life, changed the way, even spiritually, even how I pray, and came and started praying together, started seeing the future, So why did I get married? One, my own reasons of wanting to get up to
stop
be loved,
gallivanting also.
to be loved. To the others, the friends, the family. I want to also say that since my father and my mother were married, I really had to get married. One of the things my father didn't want is anyone to get a child when they are not married. So because of that, I put brakes on.
Your options were limited.
The
only way you get a
The
child.
only way if I want to get a child is to say, oh, I need to get into this place, this sphere of life. So now that I did that, we got children. I have three. We have 3 children between us, 3 boys, and God has been good.
Amen. Thank you, Abbe. I don't know about Cindy. I know you're sharing your story. I wondered if it was a woman at 33. But even I've called your ancestors to first come and intervene. Cindy, for you, why did you get married?
I think for my case, I was just out of campus, and I don't think that I had that purpose at that time, because you're just still you're finishing university, and you're having someone you're relating, so you're thinking about after the relationship maybe it's getting to marriage, but you're not so sure about the whole bit, but because someone has approached you and someone is like, can I marry you?
It's available.
Yeah, can I marry you? And you're like, why you not? Because maybe you're in love with this person and you're like, yes, we can go for it. And maybe that time I didn't have, because I was 23, so I think I didn't have, I had not thought about the marriage bit in my head. But when someone approached me, I was like, I think I can go for it, because definitely I loved to be married, like someone who had grown as a Christian, knowing that definitely marriage is beautiful, because we had known marriage is beautiful. So you feel you want to really go into it and see how can I also make this beautiful thing in the marriage. So the purpose at the start, I don't remember that I had a whole plan of I want my marriage to be like this. I think I was going into it because I met someone, and I felt like this person is going to make the marriage to be beautiful. So I went to do it because I'd met someone whom I felt is going to make it look beautiful. So maybe the purpose was not so much there, but along the way, you get to understand like maybe I got married because of this. But also when we were that in my 6 pack, we used to have those scripture union conferences, and we used to talk about most of the things, love, marriage. So and they had told us like you can, as a Christian, you cannot be moving out with anyone, you cannot be sleeping out. So we had to sign those cards of true love waits. So you knew definitely to
You can't wait forever.
yes, you can't wait forever. So you're waiting, you're like, now what I have to do? If I have to have someone, definitely I don't want to see it. Because we vowed that if I sleep with someone outside marriage, I should die. We'd sign those things.
I think we need to
We
bring
didn't
back
know
those
those
cards.
things. We didn't know those group. They used to come and sign, and because you don't have anyone,
Yes.
you would sign so well. Like I don't expect to sleep with someone now. But when someone comes in the picture, that is when you're like, hey, this was real. But already you know that you signed it,
yes.
and you're not sure whether you're dying or you're not dying. So those things would be like, I should get married. Now what happens if I do it and I die? So sometimes when someone comes, because there's a vow you made, you feel like I'm going to go for it because at least let me not die. Let me not die in my own movie because I signed that paper. So at the start, we're doing it because you felt like I should do it. I don't do it outside marriage, and maybe I break my vow.
Yes.
So that was my whole bit of relating. I was like, I'm getting someone, we're going to relate for long, and maybe along the way might do it and I die. That was my whole fear. So my whole fighting of getting married is let me go and do it in a marriage, not outside the marriage. So the purpose was not so much, but I think there are some things that we were looking at in those conferences. They would ask us, you should be virgins before getting married. They would teach us all things. So you know that definitely you're going to go for something. You know that if I do it before that, there's danger.
Danger awaits.
Yes. So
And,
that's
and actually, true love waits for how long? Waits. So it was.
It should be given a deadline.
It should be given a deadline. So you're like,
True love waits until marriage.
until marriage now. Then you begin.
So marriage becomes the goal.
And like she said, when you are young and you are signing those things, sometimes the pressures have not come. You are still at your parents' place,
In a single
yes,
school.
a single school, like I was, and you know, there's nothing really that makes sense. You're just saying, let me sign. Then you come, you reach university, and university is a free world, and your neighbors are doing it, your friends are doing it, and you're like,
Why not?
why not? Why not me? And then you're like, I signed something. And I think that we should sign those things
I think
at
so.
university.
We need to introduce the.
Yes, they help to guide you. One of the other things that also helped me was saying why too long is I really wanted to wait until I'm ready. I didn't want to grasshopper, being a grasshopper. Just move from one person to another, to another, to another. So when I felt that I wasn't ready, I wasn't introducing any of those to anyone. So I said I'll wait until when I'm ready, that now this is the time. And indeed, when it was time, I decided to go into the thing full-hearted. I went with 2 legs. I didn't.
No turning back.
I didn't test the water by using 1 leg. I
Just
tested
spelling.
the depth of the river by going with the 2 legs. Yeah.
So, getting to that point of why we get married, and I'm sure, as you said, there are very many varieties there. How do you know that this is the divine purpose? This person is the person who's going to extend my purpose that God has in plan for me.
Wow, great. You brought it well that God has a purpose for all of us. God designed us to be married. Okay, some of us. I'm not talking about the other people who are not married and who are not going to be married forever. But for us who got married, and for me especially, I know that God had a plan for me. God had a design and a purpose for me. And that purpose does not start when you want to get married. At marriage is not the beginning of your purpose.
Okay.
Your purpose begins much earlier. So if you are Christian, for example, then your purpose is in Christianity. Your purpose, God has designed you to be a Christian, to bring people to Christ, to preach the word, if for example he has designed you to do that, then when you are out there, the people you are looking at should also be in that purpose.
So once what I'm trying to understand, that what I'm hearing is,
Yes.
I need to first know my purpose.
Yes.
Then I find someone who can fit
Who can fit in your purpose.
in my purpose.
And for the men, it sounds more easy because you are the one to look, say I want, then you
Want
go and
that one.
propose
Mm.
because you have done studies around.
Now
So
for the woman,
for the woman now it may be difficult because you may see the person but they are not seeing you, and our culture doesn't tell us that you go and attack because you are seeing that this person is, and because women are supposed to be helpmates, they're supposed to be helpers. The Lord brought them to help the men to build the purpose. So finding your purpose must be done much earlier before you get
before
married.
we get married.
Yes, I desire that you find your purpose much earlier. You discover yourself much earlier, and then when you are getting married, you know who to look for, how to look around.
So now for a situation like Cindy who didn't have a purpose,
yeah,
so I think also it's easier because, as you said, you're a woman, so you follow the purpose,
the leading
and
of
you're
the-
hoping the man has a purpose. That's
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
For you, how do you find your purpose once you're in this marriage with this person?
Yeah, as I was thinking, because now like he has said the man is down, maybe for him he thought he had already set his goals, and then he meets someone who has not even set any, and it's like maybe you're going to ride along. But along the way, there's some things still, even if you don't have a purpose, there's things you want in marriage.
Yes.
Because definitely there are things we used to write A, B, C, D, what. And at least even if we were still young, but we had some things you wanted in a man. So when definitely I didn't settle for anyone. Actually, along the way, there are people who might have come, but you didn't settle for these ones. So that means there was also something I also wanted in marriage. So when I'm like, I want this character, I want this person to be God-fearing, I want these things. There's some things that we had, but I had not written, like really put it into the whole writing, but there was something I had behind my back. I wouldn't settle for anyone because someone has come in.
So meaning you also had to see the purpose he had.
Yes, yes. There's something I also had, like
Yes.
I want a man who can be with whom we can serve God together.
True.
Yes, I want this person that who's going to continue with my ministry. We're going to continue together. We're going to serve God together. Because I remember at that time we were relating. We were serving as children. We were in the children ministry at that time at Calvary. And we were doing it like when I was on campus and for me he was out. But we were doing it together. So I was like, this person, we can serve God together.
Yeah.
If he's in Sunday school, I'm also in Sunday school.
Yeah.
So we're all teaching the same, like he's in 5 to 6 years, I was in 0 to 2. So we all I felt like we have the same, we can fit somewhere at least. If it's ministry, I think he can be there because we started doing it even before we entered the marriage. So I was like, yes, if he can be comfortable with serving God, and we go and serve God together, and we're believing God for something together. So I was like, at least this person can ride along together.
Yes. Awesome.
But okay, minus these other personal things, what is the purpose of marriage? For people out there who are saying, why should I get married? What is the purpose of marriage?
Wow, the purpose of marriage, according to God's design, according to God's purpose, where you can put maybe let me just say 3 things.
Okay.
One is companionship. One is companionship, where you want to have someone who you will confide in, who you will walk with, who will understand you, and who you will understand. Your companion. Like man and woman really should be companions. You work together. That's why God said it's not good, because Adam was there, just there, animals, and things like that. But he needed someone who they can speak heart to heart, who can understand each other, who can sort you out. Many of us have deep needs, deep intimate needs, as individuals, and those needs are better met by your spouse. You don't go telling everyone you need everyone. Sometimes we have sicknesses which are secret, deep inside, private. You need a companion, and God knew that we needed someone who would sort us in our privacy and in our intimacy. God knew we need that. That's companionship. The other one really is complementary living. Complementary living, apart from being, the complementary living is really what we talked about, purpose. You get someone who has their strengths and they fit into your weaknesses. So sometimes we think that for us we are good at making money, we go hunting, we go as men, then you get all the money and it all disappears. Because there is someone who has a strength in saving that money and planning and preparing and doing for the future. For you get money, you don't want to save, you don't want to do, you just spend everything. There are people who talk, they just talk. There is someone who needs to listen to them. Who needs to listen to them, and so that they are not over the board. And so for the many strengths that we have, we also have weaknesses, and those weaknesses are what our spouses come to feel, to complement. You may want to do some things, but you cannot do them because you have weaknesses, and those are the weaknesses that your spouse comes in to feel.
Okay. Yeah. And Cindy, for you, what do you think is the whole purpose, apart from companionship and complementing each other? What do you think other purposes or reasons why we should get married?
Because like as Christian marriage, as we are talking about Christian marriages, because the whole start was in the beginning.
Yes.
God had made everything beautiful.
Yes.
But he saw Adam was lonely.
Yes.
So whatever he would bring a cow, and maybe it's like this one can be there. Like, but he's not happy, he was not fulfilled, he felt like there's something that is missing. So whatever they bring on board, that's why you find everyone like in the whole perspective of like, I have money, I have a job, I have what, but you feel someone is like, I want to get married. So you're like, what would really be pushing this person? If she feels comfortable, she has everything they need on the table, what is it that they want to get married? So that is all the whole bit of in the beginning, where God was like, this one, after bringing everything, and actually I think Adam did not even know that Eve is there, but he felt there was something that he's really missed. So sometimes you go for something not because Eve is going to come and compliment you, but in the whole beginning creation, there was something that Adam felt like, if I get married, I'm going to have something. It can be even in an advantageous way, or it can be disadvantageous, because at the end of the day, Adam failed because of Eve. So we might think that he's going to come and compliment you, that even makes things worse. But when we are settling for it, sometimes you don't want to see all those cons and what. You want to go on the positive side. And you're like, this person is going to come in and is going to help me. It can build you or it can destroy you actually. But the whole bit is like when you're going there, we are very positive. So sometimes also the bit of marriage, because people like want to raise families, want to have children. You can't have it when you're single. So you're like, I want to also to have my children on my own. You want to continue with your legacy. So you're feeling like if I'll get married, at least I can have children on my own. So it can also come in as something that is going to put you like, yes, I should do this. I want to have children also. So some of the things we do it because you really feel like, yes, I also should have children of my own. So also that is also another reason to make us get married. And some people also get married not because they want or because of what culture has. You're this age, you have to get married. Some people go there for the wrong reasons, or because there's pressure. I have to get married, I'm 35. I have to get married, I'm old. Yes.
The clock is
ticking, yes. So someone is like, I have to get married. My peers are all going, so I have to also do what? To get married. Those are also reasons of why people are also getting married. In a society, they expect after school, they're asking you what next. So when you're out of university, you're going to be like, okay, let me first get a job. You get a job and you're like, what are you waiting for? Let me first start, I'm going to do masters. You finish and then what are you waiting for? So you find that the clock is ticking. whether you refuse it or not, society has it that there's a stage in everything. The way they just say that there's time for everything.
Yes.
So also marriage, there's time for marriage, where you feel like whether I pretend, but I have to get married.
How about for us who just get married to leave home?
There's also getting married to leave home,
Yes.
because some of us also, in the whole perspective, wanted to get married to leave home. Some of us who grew up in those families where you like, you don't get out of home. You come from school going to the gate. Out of the gate you're going to school. So you were like, yeah, I need some kind of freedom, and you're not expecting it from home. Like you saw like the way you grew up, that is the whole bit. You're like in this prison of like you don't get out of home. So some of us were getting out. You're like, maybe if you go and try, maybe there's some kind of freedom of like I've gone out also.
Yeah.
So some of the people are like tired of home. Not like themselves, you're tired of your parents, but you want to try out something better. Something
and many
else.
times you reach there and it's even worse.
Sometimes it can be worse, or sometimes God can help you and you find like it's very beautiful.
Yes, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation about why we leave home. Why are we even married? Because we are on a marriage show, but why are we actually married? Don't go away. I'm Fiona Mboa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries.